Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cooked all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Yo, what's good, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm. Today is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. This is episode 155. Very excited about this one. I'm such a massive fan of this DJ producer, and this was a really fun interview as well. Hope y'all are ready to go freak mode with my man, Freak On. I caught up with Vinnie last week while he was in LA and had such a blast getting his full story. In episode 155, we discussed his early days in electronic music. Vinnie grew up just outside of Portland, Oregon, and was raised with music always playing in the house, but it wasn't until his teen years until he discovered electronic music. Although the Oregon dance music scene is smaller, the community he was surrounded by inspired him to pursue a career in music and chase his dream. We, of course, ran through his discography. Now, although Freak On started in 2018, and this is actually his second moniker, he's been producing for years, and he's already had so much success in a short period of time. Some of his biggest tracks include Be Your Lover with Binge Watch on Sink or Swim, Nitrous EP on Hood Politics, Thick with Dr. Fresh on Dim Mak, and so many more. He also is a SoundCloud kid at heart and has put out some incredible remixes. I downloaded every single one. Heat! We also had a great conversation about his production process and style. Throughout the entire discography portion, we picked apart how Freak found inspiration on each track. He utilizes custom templates that help lay the foundation to build ideas quickly, and also go outside the box while maintaining his sound. Lots of great nuggets for any house music producers out there. Vinnie has been hustling since the start of the Freak On project, and I had a blast learning about his plans for the future. He kept the ball rolling in 2020 with so much heat, and he's got a ton coming out this year. He's positioned himself as one of the biggest up-and-comers in house music, and big shout out to his management group, Metatone, but he's ready to get back to doing shows ASAP, and you know I'm gonna be front row, Freak. So many good stories, pieces of advice, and big laughs in this one. I know you guys will enjoy it as much as I did. Make sure to pre-save his new track, Recycle That, coming out this Friday, April 9th on House Call Records. Massive shout out to Dr. Fresh and House Call as well. Now, enough of me talking, let's get into it right now so you can hear Vinnie's story for yourselves. This is episode 155 with Freak On. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. We're here with my man Vinnie, aka Freak On. Are we going freak mode right now for this interview, bro?
It's time to go freak mode.
I'm glad you're going to be able to give it your all because you've been a fucking traveler the past week. You're a nomad in general. You were telling me before we got on the interview, man. But how are you feeling right now? How's life? How's everything?
Can't complain, man. Things are looking up with music. Don't really have anything holding me down, so kind of feel like a free bird in a sense.
Yeah.
Running all over the place.
I mean, how much do you love that, though?
You know, I didn't know how much I would, and I've just been having so much fun meeting so many people, just not really having anything that holds me back to this one certain spot, so it's been kind of less stressful.
For sure.
So, you know, I can go hang out in Tampa with Gallo for a month and just chill.
Yeah.
And write music, and it's just, you know, it's a good time. So,
yeah.
While things are still crazy and like uncertainty, you know, I'll kind of wait for that until I settle down in the spot too. But
keep enjoying this time, man, as much as you can.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of great conversations with DJ Susan about this. Someone we both know very well, and like one thing that he says and what I've seen you do is just like continue to release music, continue to get in front of labels, continue to develop relationships, continue to build your brand. Everybody, especially a DJ, has had a lot of reasons to stop doing all that when so much of our business is DJing live, sharing our music live, testing it out live. It's a little demoralizing when you can't do that. And live streams have been a bridge, but a pretty thin bridge. So props to you, man. Before you even go into anything, like past year's been really big for you, and it's awesome. It's an honor to talk to you, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Honored to be here, man.
For sure, bro. I mean, like I, as a producer, when I make music, I think of myself putting it in a situation. Would this do well at a festival? Would this do well at a club? Would this do well, whatever, underground Berlin, 4 a.m., whatever it might be. Marco Parola's opening song, 6 a.m. at Space, whatever it might be.
Right.
Has anything changed in the studio for you from like a creative standpoint, like over the past year?
A little bit. I was always kind of in denial, like, nah, I'm gonna write this for, festival stage or like a packed club stage. And like that's how I used to just kind of see my music as a whole after writing it. The final product was playing it out and seeing the reaction to the tune. So once that kind of went away, it was a little bit harder, but I still, had this like path that I follow when I write music. Just make it fun, make it groovy. Still imagine yourself, the hands up, But recently I've started to kind of look at it as like more like stream worthy.
Okay.
Because that's kind of where we are right now is streamable music as we kind of wait. Not to say that you shouldn't put out festival bangers as well, but a happy mix right now is probably good for most artists. So kind of been looking at writing music that way. Yeah. More like, poppy vocals, something that people can remember.
Yeah.
Something catchy. If you look at John Summit, he's kind of done both, put them together, club bangers with that.
Yeah.
He has the secret sauce. So
he does have the sauce.
Yeah. Just kind of, but in a sense, still trying to write freaky, bootylicious vocals. So
I love that.
As you can tell from my next release.
Yeah. And then you're gonna go and sip your pug mug. Yeah, I write freaky, bootylicious tracks. No, it all connects. It's all within the brand. Yes. Yup. There we go. That's awesome, man. I mean, you've done a great job of that. You got 40,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Congratulations to you. That's real fans. That's genuine people who want to listen to your music come across your page. So props to you on that. I think what we've been coming across is what you just said. It's like trying to tiptoe that line of something that's streamable, but also playable. And it's very hard to do. And it's kind of come to the limelight a lot more in the past year, at least in the electronic music world. Is like some people just release a track so it can just be played main stage. Some people are like, oh, this will do really well, at a beach hotel or something. You know what I mean? But now...
In Tulum.
Yeah, obviously Tulum. That's the only place that music gets played outside, right? Tulum.
Besides Florida,
Besides Florida, shout out Florida. Yeah. But it's been really cool because people that have continued to produce like yourself, like if we look at your 2019 and early 2020 discography, and then we look at like some of the stuff you've been releasing recently, like I said before, like you're doing this really, really special sound. Like See You, again, your most recent track.
Yeah.
You do a great job. You got that John Summit vibe, bro, but it's still freak. Like, you got this awesome, like kind of like loopy vocal that's super catchy. So you got something that people can sing along to. And then you got this fucking dark bass line that's like so dope. I bet it would do really well on a proper sound system. So is that like, tell me, I guess like we're going to fast forward here and then we'll come back, but that's your most recent track. Where were you at when you kind of made that one recently? How long have you had that in the piggy bank?
I think I made that in July or August.
Okay. So right in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I didn't even think that tune was going to get signed so fast. Wasn't one of my favorites. Never played it out on live stream. Just kind of brushed it off. And I was like, watch this be one of my biggest songs. Like I was making a joke with my manager Parker about that. I was like, I was like, I need to act like all my songs aren't my favorite. Maybe that's the key. Is the universe. I don't know. But so I made that in July or August. And I don't know. I found the vocal and I just detuned it and it just kind of fit in. Like I wrote the song super quick. Really felt the vibes. I've always kind of liked vibing music. But I really like club music as well. So I was like, more club. And then kind of started finding some vibey vocals. I was like, all right, let's like mesh them together. I like to get sad boy sometimes. So Warped Tour Emo Kid came out.
Oh, speaking my language, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
It's a great track.
Noisy picked it up right away. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah.
It's so cool when a producer like that who runs a great label like acknowledges something kind of new. Like it's a fresh sound, bro. It really is. So he took a chance on it just like you did. So maybe it makes sense.
Yeah, I was, judging from what he usually plays and what was coming out. It's a lot, mellower tune. The bass line and the kick really punch, but altogether it's not like a, hype tune. So
yeah,
but
it's awesome.
It's a little gripping, I guess.
Gripping, good word. I'm gonna steal that from you. It's gripping.
Yeah,
definitely. Get locked in.
Yeah. So
you just mentioned Van's Warped Tour, bro. But you're originally from Portland, Oregon. Let's go all the way back, man. Tell me about growing up. What's like the electronic music scene in Portland? When did music even get introduced to you?
So I grew up like 40 minutes south of the main city, Portland, and a city called Oregon City.
Okay.
End of the Oregon Trail. Big vibes there.
Hell yeah.
I grew up kind of in the boonies, honestly. My parents moved out there when I was like 2. Mm-hmm. Kind of lived on a horse farm.
Wow.
All the way up until like 18 or 19. Then I left for college at like 19 years old. Went to Oregon State. Mm-hmm. Studied public health. Before that, though, I got my EMT and started at the fire department as a volunteer. So did that for 7 years until I was 25. Until I decided that I was like, nah, it's time to really chase this dream and dip from the small city of Portland. The music scene was at one point popping.
Yeah.
There used to be a Wednesday party that would go off every week called Fact Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Wednesdays in Portland.
Yeah, and then slowly, like I don't know what happened. People moved on, but there was only one major club there with one major promoter. So once you're an opener or a resident of that club, you kind of would just hit the ceiling until you or a headliner. But not a lot of headliners were coming from Portland. A lot of people got comfortable in that opener stage or just like playing their small shows. And it's really hard to just like branch out from a small city like that. So I just kind of looked at the opportunity to come to a bigger city and surround myself with, I guess, more connections, even though that's hard within itself because it's saturated.
Yeah.
But I had a really good opportunity with Dr. Fresh to, move into his spot with him and kind of try to start the music label with him, The Prescription at the time. Mm-hmm. So I had to decide in 2 days, and I went to the fire department and put in my leave of absence and just dipped.
Damn.
So,
wow. Before we unpack the Dr. Fresh relationship, like you grew up in the boonies. Did your parents like music? Like, did you have any friends that wanted to be DJs, or was it till you got to college?
My parents loved music. I think that's kind of why I got into it. From a young age, I was dancing along to Whitney Houston, Vanilla Ice, and
hell yeah,
the Kool and the Gang and all that. So, no, but they were really into that stuff. My mom was probably a clubber back in the day. I haven't asked her too much about it, but I'm sure she was a partier. She got me into classic rock, and that's how I picked up the guitar. So I think I started guitar lessons around like 9 or 10.
Okay, you still play?
A little bit, not as much as I'd like. Seeing Gallo play kind of got me into wanting to get
Gallo's
back in.
Insane.
He rips it.
He rips it.
So, it kind of got me into like wanting to get back into it, but it was in the high school dream of being in a band and playing Warped Tour and all that. And then once that kind of fizzled out, I kind of set down the guitar, did my studies, and got into house music and DJing. So
that's awesome. Never look back.
Rest is history.
When did you meet Binge then, because he was in Portland at some point as well, right?
Yeah. Binge, I think we met, what year did we meet? Like I would say 2015 or 16.
Probably 16.
Yeah, I think he was the first person to sign one of my songs as my old moniker.
Yeah, what was the old moniker?
It was Vincent de France.
Vincent de France.
My mom's maiden name was de France.
That's sick.
Somehow a Portuguese last name. I think it was de França or something. I don't know the origins, but so I went for the name Vincent de France. Thought it sounded too techno, and I didn't know how to brand it, so I changed it up.
The little Italian kid in you was just like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah. I needed to move to Europe if that was it. So, so I don't know how we completely connected, but somehow, got this tune signed, and the rest is history with that. Saw each other out a few times. He threw a party up in Portland called Hot Damn. So we came out and played that a few times. And
That's awesome.
Been homies ever since.
And now you guys are great friends, man. I want to ask more about Freak in a little bit, because a lot of these collaborations. And I asked Binge about it when I interviewed him with Susan on the Hood Politics live stream, and he just says you're not really sure when you guys are Freak Watch or when you're Binge, and like he's just like, I don't know, man. We just morph together.
We're interchangeable.
Yeah.
We know for sure we're Freak Watch when we have the orange hats and the orange jackets.
So sick. That live stream was I didn't connect it right when I started watching it. I was like, wait, this is freaking Binge, and they look so sick. Because you guys had the masks on too.
Yeah.
Anything except your guys' fucking outfits. It was so sick.
Yeah, honestly, I really the production on that stream was insane. It made us look like, I don't know, it made us look dumb.
You guys look like main stage headliners.
We were watching it. We're like, oh shit!
You could say we were Freak watching it.
Yeah, so we definitely Freak watched it.
So cool, man. Yeah, what club was that at? It's
Exchange, LA.
Exchange, yeah, it's a legendary club too.
Yeah, the old stock exchange.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
So dope, bro. Very cool. So
yeah, man.
Since we have so much music cover here, I want to go over a few remixes first. And this is obviously for the Freak brand, and then we're going to talk originals. And let me just tell you again how much fun I had running through all of your music, bro. I don't think I skipped one track. And even dude, sometimes when you listen to demos or like tracks, you're like, all right, check out this track. You usually know within the first 5 seconds if it's just a good kick and a snare or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can tell. You can just tell. And like sometimes you get through the track and you're like, all right, like I don't know about the intro, bro. Like everything else is good.
Yeah.
Like,
that's how I do my A&R. I skip so fast. And Tony used to be like, wait, go back, bro. Like, come on. Like when we do our sessions, I'd be like, dude, I already can tell. Like he's like, all right. That's why we work together. I'm like, yeah, I can tell from just like skipping through it. I go a little bit of intro, a little bit of breakdown. I'm like, okay, there's cheesy vocal in there or overused vocal from Splice, or the clap is phasing with another clap that they put on. It's like, all right.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. But my point is that I didn't skip any tracks, bro. Like you do what you're doing, and that's why I wanted to ask you that, because I was like, he pays attention to all this shit, the details.
Yeah.
You're tracks, man. Like you have a lot of music theory knowledge, which is so cool. I mean, they're like your build-up and breakdowns are really, really unique. I think it's a huge part of your sound. Your vocal chopping is sick. Distortion, like obviously your own vocals makes it unique. But I think what's so cool about your remixes is there's just like a variation of your energy in every single one. Like your originals tell a story to a certain extent, but your remixes are just gonna like be fucking dope. And that's what I realized. Like I can't even put a genre on some of these. How do you actually decide what songs to remix?
I'm either driving and something comes on and I'm like, this would be sick. Or I get an idea really fast and I'm like, okay, here we go. Sometimes I listen to them. I'm like, I don't even know how I made this, to be honest. It was a demon. The demon came in. I'm like, I'll go back and look at the project and like see the intricacies that I did. And I'm just like, where did I come up with this? Like, I don't know. Like the LRAD remix, like I put so much like underlining stuff in there, and like I was like, damn, I had some good ideas. But yeah, I don't know. I just things pop up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to remix these. And a lot earlier in my career, I was making a lot of bootlegs. We're trying to do a little bit more official this time around, or get stuff actually cleared so that it doesn't have to be remixes. But I still love making bootlegs and.
Dude, you're SoundCloud kid at heart, aren't you? Just like me.
Yeah, I am. That's kind of how it took off too, as I was giving away all these free edits.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to keep
doing
example
that. Of that. You get real fans from this shit, man. Like when you have tracks you put on SoundCloud that are download gates or whatever, you have to support to get the track. Like sometimes, and this goes right back into what I was saying. If I'm going through like Hyped Edit or Hyped It or whatever it might be, demo drop, I'm like willing to go through the 5 steps to download a track because I'm like, I gotta have this shit.
Right.
And that's when you start to get your name recognized, especially in the SoundCloud world. Like over the course of 2-3 years, if you have enough remixes or originals that people download from SoundCloud for free, your name gets in the right circles without you really having to do it, which is what's so special about SoundCloud still versus Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit.
I mean, if they can pick their shit up a little bit, I could see SoundCloud kind of coming back, because there's a lot of people putting out like bootlegs on like Spotify and stuff now. Like everyone's like screw getting stuff resung or cleared. To me, it seems that way. A lot of underground artists, like middle tech guys, doing all that shit. So I could see SoundCloud really coming back because of that. Especially if Spotify cracks down on copyright. For
sure. I mean, as a DJ, do you still go SoundCloud mining, like when you're looking for new music to play?
Yeah. Still. Not go on Spotify. It's kind of hard to navigate anyway, Spotify.
Dude, it is. I get it and I like it and I understand its use, but it's also frustrating because it's a social media platform in and of itself. Like, dude, as a fucking DJ these days, not only do we got to be a good DJ, not only do we got to be a good producer, we got to be a video editor, we also have to be a social media manager, we got to be a brand ambassador, and I have to master every single social media app. Twitter has its own fan base. YouTube is now Spotify I got to figure out. Like, dude, I just want to play house music.
And we got to be funny.
We got to do a podcast, and we got to.
It's like, what the hell? Yeah. No, I'm like, damn, I just started, like, my manager's like, you need to get on YouTube. I'm like, damn it. And he's like, you need to get TikTok. I'm like, there's so many funny people on TikTok now too. I can't keep up.
I know, it's so intimidating. I manage a few artists as well, and they have like and it's an understandable mindset. It's like, dude, I just make music. Why do I have to like be a YouTube personality at the same time? And it's just an adapt or die situation, unfortunately.
You're a brand now. You're not just an artist or a musician, you're a whole brand. I mean, you got to look at some guys that their music's not even crazy intricate, and they're bigger than people that are probably one of the best producers in the world.
And it's an upside down industry in a lot of ways, but it's the sad truth.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking the other day, I was like seeing all this stuff kind of happen in the music industry with lineups and everything. You kind of see people on there that shouldn't be on there. You don't see people on there that should be on there.
Yep.
You're just like, this industry is so kind of ass backwards when it comes to that stuff.
It is, man. And
who's who and who's not. And so
I know, and we're the ones that are like behind the scenes that like know the effort that goes into it, and we know like how some people get spots. And I do believe when things start to come back more like on a bigger level, we're going to see promoters, festivals, venues book people who actually are going to sell tickets. So it still kind of is like, how big is your social media following? But it's like, how many people are going to come out of their house, buy a ticket, come see the opener and not just the headliner anymore? Because these places got 13, 14, 15 months of no revenue to make up. So that's why I said, like, before we got on, like, you're going to be like top of the list, bro, because like you've got real fans that support you. You've got music that you've made that's been supported by the right people. Your name's in all the right hats. And I think like for DJs out there and producers, like you've kind of got a business model, bro. And you know, shout out to the management group who's done a great job with a lot of other artists, but like you're doing everything right from my perspective.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah. No, it's not. That's for sure.
It's not.
Especially during these times. So
I know. Well, props.
But we're killing it. We're all doing it. So
we're all doing
that's
it.
all that matters.
And we're
not getting buried.
We're drinking through it all too, at least me. Props. So I want to ask you about obviously any song with freak in it has to be remixed by you, right? It's like your moral.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
That's probably easy to choose remixes.
Yeah, I got, I just remixed Freak a Leak.
Yes. Speedy Pablo.
Trying to get that cleared though.
Bro, how did you sample that fucking synth? Because that is gonna be so sick.
Which one? Oh no, I had the stem.
Oh.
Or just the vocal stem. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That track is so dope though.
So I just used the vocal, and then Need a Freak. Like, I need a freak to the morning freak. Just did that one. Trying to get that one cleared too, but I don't know. We're waiting on those too.
The struggle.
But yeah, everything that says freak, I'm like,
you got to, bro.
I know, obligated to.
Well, it's so cool. Like, I know Binge Watch does it too, but like in the beginning of your tracks, like if you're gonna mix it in, you're gonna hear freak, 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 freak on. I'm like, yes, yes, dude, yes.
I'll use that every once in a while.
Yeah, I love it. It's an easy.
I was trying to put that more in my edits than my, Spotify stuff. But
yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
Dude, one of my favorite remixes from you. There's a few. Your Spice Girls Wannabe is like so sick. I'm a huge Solardo fan, and you really harness like your inner Solardo there, even if you didn't mean to. Like you sometimes use
not enough.
What you're doing.
That's the OG.
It
track
is, bro.
right,
it's got 100K plays on SoundCloud. Like, that's awesome. That's people hearting and reposting and like it just getting circulated to people that want to hear it. So like 100K plays on SoundCloud with like, and we can spot that fake shit from a mile away. Right. 500,000 plays, 200 hearts. That's not real. That's not real.
No.
But you fucking crushed it with this, man. And I love like the synth play on that. How long? That was 2019, right? That was one of your first ones?
That was the very first Freak On tune.
Wow.
I released. I think it was November, December of, when was that? It might have been 18.
Yeah.
November 18, and then right before the new year. Because then I officially launched in January with Prescription Records on my EP.
So let's go through that timeline. So you were doing your previous brand. Why did you decide to stop? You said it wasn't just doesn't make sense to make the music.
Yeah.
Trying to make.
Yeah.
So where did the name Freak On come from? Like you went from techno to driving house, G house, booty music, like you said.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Vincent de France brand was kind of all over the place, but I was making like bass house kind of, and like more electro. And then I put out a remix of Borgor's. Oh, I forgot what tune. What tune is that? I don't know if you mind.
Oh,
the sauce on the salad, and so I put out a tech house remix of that as Vincent de France, and it went off. And I was like, dude, and I loved tech house and house at the time. And I was like, damn, I like kind of want to start, switching my sound up to like, more driving tech house. Electro and bass house was just getting too much for me, anyways. I was kind of getting bored of it, and it'd been around for a while, and I kind of wanted to just groove in clubs. And every time I was at a tech house stage at a festival, I was like,
dance, not jump. You can only jump for so long, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was moving away from the main stage, going to the the tech house stage.
Yeah. There you go. We all do eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just sitting on the couch one day. I was trying to brainstorm, and Freak On just popped into my head, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And Tony's like, "Well, let's not pick a name yet. Like, think about it a little bit longer." And I was like, "Dude, I can't get this out of my head. Like, I think this is it." So I don't know why it came to me. Just popped into my head. Looked it up. Nobody was named Freak On. So
I love it. It like encapsulate your energy, your brand, like Freak Mode, bro.
Yeah.
Sick.
Thank you.
I have a shtick.
Yeah, that song kind of, took off on its own too, which surprised me. I went back and had a look at the plays. I was like, damn, it's actually getting kind of a lot of plays on Spotify. It didn't get into any editorials and not many playlists, so I was pretty stoked on that one to see it like build organically. A lot of people liked it for like workout vids and stuff. You know,
There you go.
those CrossFit homies going freak mode,
Shout out to the CrossFit people.
going freak mode. So
That's awesome, bro. So when did you actually like meet Dr. Fresh then?
I met him 2015 spring break, Lake Havasu.
Wow.
He was DJing for the SWAT. It was called SWAT at the time. I don't know what it's called anymore, but Rockstar's like college party. It's like a destination party called SWAT. And he was DJing, and he had played previously in Portland, and one of my friends in college from my fraternity, his brother knew him. He was like, dude, you got to meet this guy. He's a DJ. He's going to be at the party you're going to. He was in the same fraternity as you. I think you guys would get along. You guys are both crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy partiers. So we connected on Facebook. I was like, bro, I'm going to be in, Havasu, let's connect. And he was such a nice dude. He's like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And, showed up and hung out and just kicked it all weekend and got along. And then he'd come back to Portland like every so often, and I would always go hang out with them and, just shoot the shit. I started to become good friends. Wow. So then, rest is history from there.
And you helped him build the prescription in 2017, 2018?
So 2018, 19, we kind of he wanted me to help with A&R. And then our other friend, Bennett, was going to be like the label manager. We kind of ended up doing both.
And this was in Los Angeles?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was another reason I moved out. But, so we launched the prescription. It was his baby, his dream to have that label. So I was stoked to be a part of that. And we threw, like, one of the best like, parties I've ever been to for our opening party. Small club, like 150 cap.
Oh,
I think
man.
they pushed it for us. It might have even been like 120 cap, something. Yeah. But lined down the street, it was super cool. It was so much fun. It was kind of boiler room style.
Yeah.
Close to the crowd in the front, crowd in the back, all the homies in the back. What? All of us going crazy, Yeah. All of his friends showed up, so there were some big names there.
Damn.
I brought my friend Kalina, Kalina, the vocalist.
Yeah.
She crushed it on the mic. People were going crazy. It was so much fun. We kind of got the prescription off to a good start, and it had its run before its demise, and then he started to hit house call, and he's kind of taking that on himself right now. So
really, so
he has so much time.
Is it under Insomniac or anything?
It's under Insomniac still, yeah. They had to rebrand and everything for some legal reasons, unfortunately. So didn't even make sense, honestly. I don't know. They wouldn't have won the lawsuit. They just had too much money. So we were just like, all right. Yeah.
Fuck it. Whatever. How's cool, though?
Yeah, I think, blessing in disguise for him, too. He's taken a huge approach, like hands-on approach on it. Prescription, he was a little bit more, really busy. So he was a little more hands-off. We kind of helped him out with all the small stuff, and he was just like the yes man for tracks and getting stuff booked for shows and all that.
Yeah.
And all of his connections, of course.
Yeah.
But house call, he's had this time to over quarantine to really build a fan base with that as well, with his Discord and with his Twitch, and take a more hands-on approach with A&R. He listens to probably every song that he gets in his inbox.
Wow.
So
damn.
He does the demos and listens to demos and makes the unreleased mixes where he puts people on a little bit. So stoked to see that for him. Take off and all that. So
he's the man. He's in house music that I have a profound amount of respect for, because he's actually someone who's done a really cool thing with his personal brand. You follow Dr. Fresh, you're going to figure out who he is pretty quickly. He's not some cool DJ posting pictures without him smiling and shit. Shit's out the fucking door. He
doesn't give a fuck. He just, it's him, and he's out there to, show the world that I'm a big crazy DJ that's happy as hell.
Yeah, he might dye his hair pink. He might smoke a fucking Pat Blanc, and like
you never know.
And he probably never knows either.
No.
That's awesome.
So
very cool. Yeah, well, he's done a great thing. Chicago loves him too. I know he knows that. He's got a really big fan base here. So
he loves Chicago. So
we got to get you to Chicago, man.
Yeah. Well, there was a big club out there that he played right before quarantine, I believe, right? He was like,
Soundbar, maybe?
Maybe. I remember it being like pretty big though. Maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else. I don't know. I thought it was in Chicago.
He's done a lot of like shows here that I do actually, like some like
underground.
Yeah, like it feels like we're underground, sort of, but like it's like a grimy venue type thing. But like nobody gives a fuck. Like we're all drinking fucking Bud Light blue cans and throwing them up in the air and shit. You know what I mean? And just like
that's the best type of party,
dude. The best type of party, man. So,
I'd rather play that than any big club any day. I don't like being set back from the crowd.
I like being involved.
Super fun.
Yeah, dude, and it's more fun for everybody.
Yeah,
there's that personal connection. But shout out to Dr. Fresh, man. So I want to talk about some of your originals because 2018, 2019, you're just like putting shit out, bro. Like remixes, originals. Like you're just firing on all cylinders. Before I ask you anything about the originals, were those always kind of in the pipeline, or were you kind of just getting inspired with remixes and then making originals at the same time? How did you decide to finally release an original?
It was kind of the same time. 2018 was kind of a building year for music. And in 2019, I just was so inspired. It was a great year for music and shows and everything. And I was just pumping out tracks left and right. I think my first official release was On the Prescription as an EP. I can't quite remember. Freak Like This. I think it's either that or D&D. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Freak Like This though.
Maybe Poison on Pinnacle.
Maybe Poison on Pinnacle. Oh, that might have been the first one actually.
Yeah.
That was a little,
bro. That was
that was my older style. So that was kind of, I've been sitting on that one for a while.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
I figured.
Same with one of my D&D releases, Dirty Dance.
Dirty Cash.
Yeah, Dirty Cash. The second song, Dirty Dance, was a little bit my older style.
Yeah.
Cash Out was starting the bridge with my own vocals and talking about booties and
you're still thinking about booties though.
I'm still thinking about booties.
Did you make those two EPs at the same time though, Freak Like This and Dirty Cash? Because you're really coming into your own. Like when I listen to those, like those are like really well put together EPs. Yeah.
So the second track on Freak Like This was, more bassy, like bass house. So I was just, I was navigating.
Yeah.
So I was just really liking to make, music with, I was still really into like, trying to get on Night Bass at the time too and all that. I was really inspired by their record label.
Love Night Bass.
So, still kind of had that sound going as well. But
yeah.
Those
are well
Freak Like This is still kind of one of my favorite tunes to play. It still goes off. So and not many people know it because it was one of my first tunes. So
that's awesome. Nothing better than dropping an old track of yours or like a track that nobody else knows, even if it is yours. People going crazy, right? It's just such a special thing.
Yeah. So
it's awesome. I love those, man. Now we got to talk about Hood Politics real quick. You've done a lot with Hood Politics. Shout out to the Hood Poly guys, man. Your Nitrous EP and honorable mention to the DJ Susan remix on there too.
He crushed it for sure.
He did. Great. I love the EP though, bro, because if we talk about what we've been talking about, even with some of your remixes, you didn't really release anything like this. And this, like, to me, is kind of how you describe your sound. Like, this is driving party tech house. Like, this EP is like energetic as fuck, dude. Like, there's no like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, some of your G house is like, I can rock back. No, I'm like trying to get closer and closer to you.
Yeah.
Tell me about this EP.
I was up in Oregon actually, and I wrote Nitrous just on my headphones chilling. But the funny story about that is I was recording my friend do whippets.
No shit.
That's how I got the vocals and the sounds in it.
Oh my God.
he goes, "Am I tripping right now?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh no, it's just the nitrous."
Yes.
And so that was on my iPhone, and I threw it into that song, and
I was just about to ask.
tuned
That
it.
was incredible.
Yeah. So
There you go.
I don't know how I wrote that song either. It was a pretty wild one. All the sounds everywhere.
Shout out to your homie. He took one for the team. Well, he probably
He
enjoyed
did.
himself, but yeah, that was
Oh,
awesome.
he was so stoked on it too. He's like, "When's nitrous coming out? When's nitrous coming out?"
It's so sick, man. But
Yeah.
I really love that, like that sound for you. That's like kind of my guilty pleasure, honestly. Like,
Yeah, same.
driving
Yeah,
party.
right back. I was like, can I just create one of the biggest builds ever right off the bat?
Dude,
So.
I got about my chair. I did. Like I was at my desk trying to work, and I was listening to that song. And I was like, oh, I gotta stand up.
Yeah, we're like, bigger, make it bigger.
Yeah, bigger. That's when I kind of came to the realization. I was like, because in tech house and house, right? Like it's pretty cut and dry when you talk about like the formula. You've got a bass line, you've got percussion, you've got vocals, and you've got whatever low end and however you're gonna go about the track, right? So we're all kind of working with like this structure. When you're making tracks, like how do you try and be unique?
With my vocals and chops in between, stuff that you wouldn't like assume would be happening.
Mm-hmm.
I did all those tricks where it was like the mid 16 bar small break back into a 16 bar. So it does. I don't really follow that. Like, it's like can throw a DJ off, but I don't really care. It's like what I like to do. So as long as they know that it breaks down they're not looping and like their 32 comes off or something.
Figure it out. It's a good track.
Yeah. So I don't know, just small intricate things. It's hard though. It's
hard
not to.
No, it's like especially for people that are outside of house music. First off, you probably got to go to a live house show to really understand it. Like if I even tried to play it on a speaker for someone, let alone these live streams, people's like, dude, got a great house DJ on. All they hear is a fucking hi-hat and a repeated vocal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you try and bring people in and you're like, you got to check this out, they're just like, it all sounds the same. And like, even though to us it doesn't, that's where the difficulty comes in with trying to like build a bigger audience that's not so like, I'm obsessed with tech house. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's why I try to do unique vocals, because it is really hard to just branch out from, formulated house music. There's not too much you can do unless you're changing the genre or creating a new genre somehow.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but it's been really cool to see like people like you, everybody in the Hood Politics roster, of course, Binge Watch, Gallo especially, man. Like you guys are like going outside the box, not playing by the rules, but like we're still really getting that like 4 on the floor type energy, and I think that's
yeah. We like to keep it recognizable, but at the same time make it fun.
There you go.
A little bit more exciting.
That was it. Yeah. Keep it recognizable but make it fun. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't even know that you were doing it.
No.
That's all right.
Talk about funny stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring a little bit of comedy into it as well,
Absolutely.
So, goofy brand.
Yep. Have you ever heard of Rich Diets before?
Yeah.
I asked them.
I believe I met them too.
Yeah.
Where are they from again?
Jersey, but they live in Florida. Jersey. One of them lives in
Florida. I'm pretty sure I met them. At one festival. It might have been Home Base.
Yeah.
One of them. I'm not sure, but I've talked to them a few times. Yeah.
You got to be original, and that's when you have fun with this shit, bro. That's how you have longevity in this industry. Like if you do what everybody else is doing, maybe you'll have success quicker because it's trending. But like you got to make sure what you're doing in the studio is like fun for you, plain simple. Are you enjoying the process? Whether or not people are going to have their opinions. You could objectively make the best track of all time from a technical perspective, but like if that doesn't matter and you're like, fuck this shit, you're not going to last long. We made a commitment to get into this industry because we love the process, and the rewards are getting the shows and having friendships and stuff. Some people go the other way. You know what I mean? So
definitely. Yeah.
That's when
you got to be happy. That's all, that's when the juices flow.
Absolutely, bro. Love it. Now we got to talk about.
Otherwise you write sad boy music.
Yeah. We got Happy Boy and Sad Boy. So I want to bring up Binge again and your guys' collaborations.
Yeah.
So you guys have had 3 collaborations?
Yeah, we've had
I'm on Medium Rare.
2 on Medium Rare, and then that might be
On Sink or Swim, right?
So, Sink or Swim. Sorry, we've done so much stuff together. I'm like, we still have a ton of like unreleased stuff too.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so Be a Lover on Sink or Swim, Lock and Drop on Medium Rare, and Like That on Medium Rare.
Dude, Be Your Lover. This is such a special sound. I think it's pretty cutting edge because and I asked Binge about this. Like, you've got new disco, you've got tech, you've got driving, you've got party. Like, it does it all. And like, that is exactly what I was just saying. Like, you guys are having fun. You're not playing by the fucking rules. And it came out as such a great track. And it was kind of left field for Sink or Swim too. You know what I mean? A traditional tech house label. So it's just like what you said with Noisy. Like, these producers know that like it's good to like be diverse with your releases. And as a producer, were you thinking like, this is different for us, but I'm enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, we were in the studio dancing to it. Like,
there you
go. Like, it was groovy. We were really getting into funk and disco at the time, and like, let's just pick some sounds that are similar and make a song with it. So found some little guitar riff samples and some strings and a funky vocal, and kind of went with it and made it party tech as well at the drop. But then we had that that bass line that's a lot of movement in it, so the little pretty dynamic tune. Unfortunately, we couldn't drop it during a time where we could play it in the club because it's more of a club banger, but it's still a fun one.
It tiptoes the line, what we were talking about. I think it's streamable and playable.
Yeah. I wish we got in an editorial. We didn't get in an editorial, unfortunately, which would have helped, but we still, Spotify. Still got some love on it, so
I
was stoked.
I love it. You got one fan right here.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So we just touched on some of the most important, not even necessarily like the best streaming wise or success. Do any of these tracks mean the most to you, regardless of how many plays they've gotten or who supported it or whatever it might be?
Honestly, I think like this, just because it was my first like real EP that came out, and it was the first time I put my vocals on the track. I was sitting there like, this is missing something. I don't know what to do with it. I might just like put it away for a while. And I looked at my microphone and I was like, let me just try something out. And I was listening and recording stuff and just recorded, can you move it like this? Can you move it like that?
Yeah.
And it was like, it fit. And I was like, damn, this is the track. Like, I'm just going to chop the vocals in there. And it made it made me like realize I can use my voice for a lot more than just blabbing my mouth to people talking. So I was like, that was my oh shit moment, and kind of helped with pushing my brand forward in the direction that I had an idea like, okay, I'm gonna go this way with it. Start to use my own vocals. So every time I had a song where I was like, I don't know what to do with this song, but all right, it needs a vocal. Like Cash Out felt empty, and I was like, let me write some lyrics.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I had a picture in my mind, like, where would I want this to be played most? And I was like, strip club.
Yeah.
Make this played in a strip club. And it actually did. Like, I'd give it friends that were like, dude, your song's getting played in a strip club. So.
Fuck yes.
If you bring the ass out, bring my cash out. It's kind of like, I had some friends that, like, I danced to your song. So I was like, cool. We got that one out of the way.
Niche market acquired. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's all about marketing to your audience, man.
Yeah. And then let's see.
What about Vitamin A?
Some of my remixes Vitamin A was an interesting one for me. I was more of a
First off, I
production
got a
side.
lot of love for Pizza Slime. I have like way too many of their shirts, and they're not even wearable in public for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Hilarious.
it was kind of just like I was homies with Aristotle, Blake Weber, and Maddie when they were Double Dare doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to me with this idea, and I was like, "This is hilarious. Let's do it." And I kind of helped produce the beat and get it going for them, and we collabed on it as well. And the rest is history. We're going to shoot a music video and all that. And it's not really my brand in a sense of the style, and the style of vocal, but it was still like a fun thing to do. Even though it's on my Spotify, my top 5, and I'd rather have other songs on there that are more my style. It's still like it was a hilarious thing. I got to shoot a music video with them, and it was just like a good experience.
Would you say it's any publicity is good publicity type moment, Vinnie?
Yeah, exactly. We put it out right before Corona started, so maybe that was our fault for making people eat ass. I don't know.
Eating ass is not COVID friendly.
No, I guess so. I guess not.
I think COVID stemmed from a bat's ass, so yeah, maybe that doesn't make much sense.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to kind of go off. Diplo put in a few of his playlists, so we thought it was going to be like a funny festival banger, but that didn't happen.
It sounds really good, like
again,
like objectively, like from a sound design perspective, like it's really good. And, like ass is like very pronounced, like you could really hear it.
It's always good to throw a little bit of I'm not super serious in my project.
I love that, man. What about one of your remixes though? Which one's your favorite?
Spice Girls, honestly, probably was one of my favorite ones, just because it was the first one to go off. I really liked my Freak edit for Susan.
Yep, dude.
That one with the synth.
Dude, I gave that track a 50 out of 10, bro, and I really mean that. Like,
thanks.
I texted that to the guys yesterday. And I never heard this. I need to get yourself.
Oh, really?
I'm in a group text with fucking Gallo and Nutty and More Than Friends and Susan. And I texted them a picture and I go, interviewing Freak tomorrow. Never heard this track. I give it a 50 out of 10. Ask Gallo, for real.
Oh, yeah.
It's also, fire, dude. It's so fire.
Yeah, that synth was, I don't know how I designed it, to be honest. It's 3 different synths, or 4 different layered.
Damn.
And I just kind of, I don't know. I used a similar one in my first track. Okay, so my first track out on Prescription actually was, it wasn't like this. It was on the Remedy Volume 1. It's called Rock'em.
Yes.
So I used a similar synth in Rock'em, and then I kind of, edited it and put it into the Freak remix. I used a little bit of modulation to get it to go boom, boom, and I was like, okay, cool. Like,
it slaps.
Yeah. So that track is one of my favorite remixes. And then I would say probably I really like Broken Future in general. Their music is super dope.
Yeah, bro.
So it was really easy to remix their song Street Profit, but that's one of my favorite as well. And probably Elrad.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Like, it goes off.
It goes off.
Yeah.
That's like a...
When I saw Tony play it.
VDM. Oh, dude, that video... I wanted to bring that up. That video of you getting on his back is like funniest fucking thing. It's so awesome though. To see the crowd's reaction. It comes
He's like mixing as I'm like on top.
Dude, it's so cool. And like I love how you did that like style with that track. And I like here at least what I'm saying when I say open format house. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I've gotten people to kind of get into the house world. Like if I played straight instrumental tech house all night, I don't think people who didn't like house music originally are going to be into it. But if you throw in these mashups, these edits, these layered vocals and stuff, you can kind of usher them into the dark world. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. And it was like a kind of a shout out to my old electro days. Shout out to Knife Party, and I was like, I kind of wanted to, cross the line with the EDM crowd. Even though I wanted to be a little more underground, I was like, I want to give Tony something to play too for my music. Even though he could probably play any of our music, just he's so supportive and loves it.
Yeah.
Loves to put us on like that. But I was like, how can this be a festival banger? And I was like, everyone knows Elrod. Like, I hope everyone knows
Everybody
Elrod.
knows, yeah.
So no one really knows what's happening. I kept it pretty original in the breakdown.
So true.
And then they kind of filter it out and have that bass. And I give them the fake drum. And it's like, what?
Dude, it's so sick. When that first came out, immediately added to the USB. And DJ to DJ, that's the highest form of a compliment, isn't it?
It is. Straight from the cloud to the USB.
Straight from the cloud to the bangers only playlist.
Yep.
Next time I plug in.
Peak hour.
Peak hour bang bangs.
Yep. So hopefully one day I'll be able to play that at a festival. So fingers crossed.
Definitely you will, bro. It's awesome. So it's obvious, like throughout both of your brands, you've grown so much as a producer. From like a producer's standpoint, a producer's viewpoint, there's a lot of young guys that watch the show, young guys and girls. They're always wanting to know, like, what are some shortcuts you've learned or what's changed for you in the studio from like a maturity perspective? Is there anything you do differently or that you hone in on more or that you don't focus on? That sort of stuff.
So it was pretty much streamlining the process. So I would say make a template that's nice and clean, has like your basic EQs and their limiters on everything.
Okay.
Just so when you're writing, you make sure that your clips aren't clipping and you can EQ something really fast. So make a template. That really helped. And then what I do is I do the drums first just to get the groove. It's really easy to write a bass line around a really groovy drum pattern for myself. Or like you get a drum pattern in there and then you have vocals and you're like, oh, I could write a bass line to match these. And I really like to map out the song just so I have my intro, breakdown, drop, another break, drop. However I'm going to structure the song, I'll pretty much build that out first, and then I'll start to, really fill it in. And that's what's really helped me streamline the process and get the creative juices flowing. Otherwise, I feel like I get stuck in a loop or I just don't know where I'm going with it. Yeah. It's nice to have a storyline kind of mapped, and then you just kind of fill it in.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard. Like, I totally agree with you. And when I first started producing, I thought you just go into the studio and something comes to you. That's when, and everyone's always like, don't force creativity. And it's like, yeah, don't force creativity, but like give yourself a crutch if you need to get going, man. Like
exactly.
It doesn't have to be so difficult.
No. And I've noticed happy accidents always happen too when you're not feeling, productive. You accidentally move a bass line barely, half a mark, and all of a sudden it changes the whole song. You're like, oh shit, this is like it's working now.
The best.
So that's happened a few times with my music and bass lines. So the happy accidents are always, it's the dance music gods giving you a little nudge to keep writing.
That's right.
Don't be discouraged.
That's the double-edged sword about music production, is like you move something half a note to the left and you're like, fuck, where did that go? What happened there? I can't find it.
Yeah.
You're like, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Save that shit right fucking now.
Yep. Version 2.
Version 2. Yep.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, bro. Very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, I don't really know where it comes from. Like I said, I feel like it just happens. So don't try and get down on yourself or force yourself too much. Have fun with it.
Yeah, man. Amen to that, bro.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So with all of your success and releasing music, you played some awesome shows. I know the last year has obviously been non-existent for that, but what's been some of your favorite shows, and what's like a freak on set like for those that haven't seen you before?
Pretty wild, pretty freaky.
Oh, you think?
I like to have a dynamic set. I put a lot of hip hop influence into it.
Okay.
just to, change it up, make it dancey. One of my favorite shows was the Life is Beautiful show that I played. I forgot what the stage was called, but it was at this, have you been to Life is Beautiful?
No, but I think I saw
in Vegas.
Yeah. Heard all about it.
They pretty much closed down like I don't even know how many city blocks, but it looks like a movie set because it's real streets and real stores and real motels, but they're all closed and it's like fenced off and surrounded.
Yeah.
So all these businesses are closed. Some are open. Some restaurants are open.
What?
Our stage was at a motel, which was like cool. It was like an L-shaped motel, and you looked out, and it was just really dope. I don't know how to explain it, but that set
like the Truman Show or something.
Yeah, it was cool. And my homie Orlando, who has an event company out there, I'm blanking on the name right now of the event company, but he had a stage, Collective Zoo.
Yeah.
So he booked me, Morelia, Masteria, who else? Born Dirty.
Nice.
I forgot who else was on that stage for that day, but it was just like, there was a balcony up top. There was people down below in the pit, all on the sides. It was kind of a bowl. And just the energy was there. So much fun. So that was one of my favorite.
I think that was the picture I saw. That looked so sick.
Yeah. So it was like all red. The picture
Yes.
kind of like, red lights. And then the other one was the EDC art car. For some reason, like we had all the homies on there. It was shaking back and forth. People were like stopping on their way to other sets. We were playing. I was just dropping all these tech house, like really party tech bangers for that set.
Yeah.
Nonstop. Like there was no breaks. So that one was fun. Yeah, we were just going the whole time. It was day 3. I had to keep the energy high, or else we'd be falling asleep. So that was another one that was, a blast to play.
So cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to the day I can see you live. We'll make that happen as soon as possible.
Fingers crossed. It will happen. We got put into the universe. We just, it depends on when and where. But
use everything. Stay vigilant, my friend. I'm right there with you, man. I miss DJing a lot too. We'll be back. We will.
We will. Yeah, we will.
We will. So, Vinnie, I got a personal question I want to ask you, and it's something that I think a lot of people have been dealing with, of course, over the past year. We all had a lot of reasons to quit. You did a rebrand. Have you had a moment where you wanted to quit, where you wanted to stop? And if so, how did you get through that?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, you just kind of get down on yourself. I don't know if this is probably every producer, but you start to compare, start to look at other people's success. You start to listen, sometimes you listen to your own songs and you're like, damn, this music sucks. It's a very manic up and down with, especially for myself. Like, this music sucks. And I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. And like, everyone's on their own path. Like, comparing, like, is it even worth it? I left this to do that. But then, you go to shows, you meet the people that you didn't think were even there for you. There's fans you've never met, didn't know you had. Like, okay, like, people actually listen to your music, or you get videos of people playing it out.
Yeah.
That's what really, like, pushes me, because for the most part, I make music for myself, of course, but I make music to, like, give joy to other people, too. And that's my favorite part, is seeing people, like, have fun and it affect their life. So when I see that, that's what really starts to, like, make me, like, get back into it. And be like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And it's making me happy. But yeah, there's always times where there's, it feels stale. Like, I don't know.
Really easy to get down on yourself.
Yeah, especially during these times when not a lot is happening. But we'll see when a lot is happening. That's another story. Some people get burnt out doing that too.
Yeah, when too much is going good, right?
Yeah. So you just got to find your happy medium, moderation, and stay positive. Don't compare to, everyone's going to do it. So you can't say don't compare at all, but like try not to compare too much to other people's success, because some people just, it happens for them. even if even if they don't make their own music or they're just a DJ, sometimes they just pop off. It could be their personality, it could be their branding, it could be their team. You never know what. Yeah, connections. You never know. So it's not that you're not doing something right or you're doing something wrong. It's just, some people get opportunities quicker than you, but one day you're gonna get that same connection or opportunity if you just keep working hard and staying humble.
Yeah, I agree. It's sometimes comparing is fine when you do it in the right mindset to try and learn from those who are having success. But when comparing becomes jealousy is when it can really, really turn your heart black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then you
see
get
that all
jaded.
the time, bro. You probably have DJ friends that are like, bro, how's this guy making it? I can't fucking believe that I did this, I did that. And I'm like, you're wasting your energy asking these questions.
Yeah. And I've been guilty of that in the past as well.
Of course, same.
But it gets you jaded, and then you don't even. It's negative energy that stops you from even producing positive, good music. You kind of you start worrying about other people. You're not worrying about yourself and your project.
Yeah, I agree. But it's been so cool to see house music specifically, how it's grown so much, especially in the US over the past couple of years. Even with COVID, like we have people to thank, like for better or for worse, Fisher and some people like Chami and Mala who have really like bridged that gap. Like I always use this example of my brother in college, right? He's 3 years younger than me. And when he was 20, 21 years old, he got so into Mala and Chami. And this is someone who never really liked electronic music. This guy was like, I only listen to Drake. And I'm like, bro, there's a lot out there. But he started listening to this shit because like it was different and it was cool and it was unique. And then that whole, Gen Z and us millennials, we kind of combined on this level of music. And now we're getting older. And you mentioned it earlier, these festivals, only for so long can you jump. Can we go do these 3-4 day weekend festivals where I'm raging all day? Maybe when I was 22 years old, I could do that shit. I can't physically do that anymore, bro. But you're damn right. I can dance all weekend and not fucking headbang. And I think that's been so cool, at least for me to see. I don't know if you agree with this, but I think that's why house music has been really rising. It's never stopped, right? It's always been like this worldwide, but especially in the US.
Yeah.
And my question to you is like, where do you think house is now? Where do you think it's going to be in the next couple of years?
I see it moving a little bit more minimal. Party Tech had its course.
Yeah.
The big synths, the big Fisher sound. I see it moving a little bit more minimal, a little bit more Euro. US is always kind of behind the European homies, and they're doing a lot of just chugging constant, dancey vibes, but not huge builds, not huge drops. It's just in your face bass and kick. With some cool vocals, and really really driving percussion. I don't even know how some of them produce that mid. I don't know, what would you call it? Just the mids and their percussions. The movement there keeps the song from being stale. We make fun of it. That's what the guy sounds like. But so I mean, even stripped back stuff like Clooney or Night Funk, that even is just like, because it's so minimal, but like there's no real big build. When it drops, you're just like, it's done well.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
When you leave too, because like Party Tech House is so big baseline driven, right?
Yeah, and huge synths, and
it's like a lot of low end coming at you. So it's like, and that's why so many people, we talk about it all the time in Chicago, because bass house and dubstep is so really big in Chicago, even though Chicago's the home of house music.
Right.
It just has history here, but it's growing in the right ways in Chicago a lot more now. But we're all kind of like worried, and I think you've heard of Return of the Jaded. He just released on Hood Poly, right?
Yeah.
We had a conversation with him, and worried isn't the right word, but like, where is Party Tech going? It's just becoming bass house with some tech elements. And like, I thought the whole goal was to not be bass house with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'm for it, and I'm
strip it back.
I'm kind of with my new release coming out. It was it's an older one, so it's taken a while to get signed, but it's a little bit more my earlier freak on sound, but it is a little bit more. It's more bass house with Party Tech than it is party tech with tech house. So I think it might be even
now. Like that's not now, and this is what you made. So it's not like you're like you're still doing your thing, bro. You know, like
it's chuggy. It's just not like, proper tech.
Yeah.
So it has that party house element at the drop, the big synth. But it still works. Yeah, original vocals, which is
recycle that. Let's talk about it. Wait, coming out on House Call. We mentioned Dr. Fresh, his record label. It's awesome.
Yeah, April 9th.
Coming out soon. When this episode is out, it'll be coming out. What date again?
April 9th.
Perfect timing, man.
When's this drop?
Go pre-order that shit next Wednesday.
All right, yeah.
Go pre-order that shit, y'all.
Go pre-order it, pre-save. Go to my page. I'm sure I'll have the links up by then. So go on Instagram, or you can find it there. You can go to Beatport and listen to the preview if you want already too. So
I have a few times. Thank God I just got the radio edit. Now I can listen at my leisure.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell was that?
They just stepped on those rubber chickens. Put that on my face.
Wow, love that. That was a good guest appearance right there.
Talk about recycle that. Yeah, thanks, Young Binge. Oh, he's on his way to recycle that right now.
Yeah, there you go. Go Gallo. That's good promo right there.
It is.
Jeez.
Don't forget that you can't recycle junk. So
take it out of the plastic bag, people.
Yeah, it's not always bad to have junk in your trunk. Sometimes not being able to recycle that is a good thing.
Wow, new lyrics right there.
Well, I mean that's part of the lyrics kind of. So it says Shorty got a big booty, yeah, that ass is fat. She shake that junk around, you can't recycle that.
Ooh.
So a little bit crude. Sorry, Mom. She's always like, "Are you gonna write music that has nice lyrics?" Like sometimes. So she was happy to see you.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was for Mom.
She knew I had a new song coming out. She says, "Does it say anything nice like your last one?" I go, "Nah, it doesn't."
Not really nice.
Yeah, sorry. Just plug your ears.
It wouldn't do well in preschools if that's what you're asking, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. It's PG-13 for sure.
What's up after that, bro? What can we expect this year music wise? Obviously, we hope shows get back into the thick of things, but
I'm gonna have another one out on shoot, I can't even think right now. Sink or Swim. Yes. So got another one out on Sink or Swim. That's more of like a stripped back club banger.
Okay.
Very, very dark.
All right.
And then I got an EP on Solo Toko coming out. Stoked on that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's in the summertime. We're looking at so This Ain't Bristol got bought out by Defected.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so they're launching their label with like Kyle Watson or something. I don't know. So I might have a single coming out with them midsummer, which is interesting. It's an interesting topic. Huh?
Is it still going to be called This Ain't Bristol?
I think so. But they're going to do like a whole PR talk about it, what happened, and so it'll be interesting to see what kind of like they want the music and one of the guys from Defected. What?
It's a great label.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate that they were kind of affiliated with that, but
what are you gonna do?
I felt Maximono, it was his label. I felt bad for him. He had a good thing going. Unfortunately, someone else brought him down. So I think they're trying to do a whole PR revamp because there was pretty hardcore fans that were sad to see it go. It's going to be a subject that's talked about, and if it's not a look, then we won't do it. But that's another thing for the future. Yeah. So that's maybe in the pipeline. And then we're just trying to get other stuff signed. We have Gallo and I just got a listen from a pretty big label in the UK for one of our songs. They're going to see if they can clear it. I don't know if I don't know if I can say it or not, but it's a big label based out of the UK.
Yeah.
Two homies, real UK DJs. You can, I don't know, people might be able to guess.
Yep.
So that's exciting. And then we're just kind of building out for 2021 too. I think I'm gonna have another EP on Solo Toko. They already signed another one for next year too.
Fuck
which
yeah,
is
bro.
crazy. Yeah. So I was like, and some of the music I wrote a while ago. So I was like, damn, this actually got signed. Can't remember what else is happening in the summer, but there's stuff happening in the summer.
It's okay.
And fall. So a few remixes here and there.
I was gonna say, get back to the SoundCloud community.
Yeah, I have this song, the remix of Poison that I made. It got denied clearance, so thinking it's I'm gonna save it for festival season and get it kind of hyped, and then drop it for free on SoundCloud because it's one of my favorite songs that I've made, and unfortunately I can't put it out officially. So I gotta wait for the the kind of the time to pass, because they're probably on the lookout for it now since we put it in for clearance and they said no. Damn it.
That's like getting
it's hard, man.
Your ticket's fake and you're trying to hop the fence right away. I get you.
Yeah. You gotta get like all the riders to be on board. And sometimes they have like 12 people. It's like, really?
Really?
Come on.
Just trying to release some good
old
my
close.
Can you drive us to the airport in my car and drop it off back there?
Depending on what time.
Now, whenever you're done.
Yeah.
We're about to be done.
Oz might be able to have to do it.
Huh?
Oz might have to do it. Yeah, so.
That's awesome, though, man. Congratulations to you. Soul Toko's huge, and you've had so much success recently, too. So keep building that steam, bro, for real.
Trying, man. Trying. We're just you stay on the grind. I got a good team behind me now at Metatone. So shout out to Parker and Holt.
Man. Very good.
Yeah.
There.
They're helping me stay on track through this whole quarantine when I didn't want to. When I had some, life situations going down, they're like, talking me through it, got me through it. So I was like, it was good to have a solid team.
Yeah.
So you can't do it by yourself, that's for sure.
You can, and a managerial team and whatever Metatone does for you, it's more than just like getting you shows and getting you on labels. It's being your friend. It's being there for you as a human.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And they've been really good friends. So I'm glad that I have a team like that. There's some people that just, it's all business and they're not homies with their managers or their agents. So
that's awesome.
Just trying to, grow a little family of homies, and they're doing their hard work, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll have an agent and we'll have some shows to talk about and go party at. So
yeah, bro.
that's the next step.
We'll get there.
Agents is another conversation.
Too many fucking people involved in this shit, man. I just want to get DJs with a proper sound system and play some fucking freak on us. That's so hard.
Exactly. I saw this thing. It said you can't get an agent unless you're hot, but you can't get hot unless you have an agent.
So true.
I know. It's like building fans and stuff, like playing festivals and shows and opening for people. Like that's how you get real fans. But a lot of time you can't get that unless you have an agent.
Yeah.
So,
God damn it.
It's a hard, music scene's really hard. And shout out to everybody that's doing it and sticking with it. It's not meant for everyone.
It is. We just got to keep helping each other, man. Family of homies. I like that.
Exactly. Rise up together.
Wow.
Don't try and push people down.
Yeah.
That's like all of us are doing, Hood Politics is doing. We're trying to rise up together. Everyone wins when everyone wins.
Simple as that, bro. I love it, man. Vinny, this has been such a pleasure. Everybody, make sure you go check out Recycle That coming out this Friday. I got a lot of love and respect for you, bro. Keep doing your thing. And
appreciate it, man.
Can't wait to hang out and party with the Demon Thursday through Saturday sometime soon.
We got it. Yeah, maybe the Chicago Festival is coming up. There's a few. I think Tony's playing one. I don't know. Is Lala happening?
We're waiting to find out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Tony might be playing this Arc Festival. Have you heard of that?
Okay.
It's like this brand new
so.
Chicago house festival, actually. So it should be pretty cool.
If he does, I'll be there, and we can party with the demons.
Sick. We'll be hungover for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Work hard, play hard, baby. You have a good one.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Drive safe back up to Oregon, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.